those of us that live here in Addison County, Field Days is the one week a year, and we all mark our calendars.
You see, Field Days is not just another country fair. It's a 5-day event that honors our past, our community, and our values.
We're proud to celebrate 67 years of Field Days.
And the Addison County community for preserving the values that make Vermont a special place to live.
My name's Ryan Denneker from Heritage Toyota Scion.
And I'm Larry Lucier from Heritage Ford.
Addison County, Fair and Field Days.
Now that's more love.
Sometimes our best memories are long forgotten, or written off as the way things used to be. But when you're reminded of what used to be, there's something that motivates us to get back to that very same place. This is a story of a community that has never forgotten where it came from and celebrates its past once every year to make sure it never will. Some say it's God's country because of the landscape and the scenery. I'd say it's because the people who live in Addison County are some of the greatest people you'll ever meet.
This is the site I used, and this is an Australian one. It's relatively soft steel. This is the old American site, hard steel. Okay, let's just go out here on the lawn, because my time is kind of running a little bit short.
Now, you're 99 years old.
Well, I will be. 14th of August.
Oh, that's
It's almost here. Keep it right on the ground. See, it is sharp enough to even mow some of this. It's not very long on the lawn, but I've never mowed the whole lawn.
Come on.
Probably might be a good idea just to take them out and clean it all out.
Clean it all out.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little tip here. Yeah, there was something on top of that.
Plugged up.
Well, I don't want to say it was plugged up, but like this.
Would you get this done without these guys?
Of course you would.
No, no way.
Of course you would.
Stop.
Yes, he would.
He's teaching us.
It's sparking. I can watch it.
everybody's busy with their own work, and then we don't get around to get preparation. We got 2 days before, and it gets pretty hectic.
We're gonna go down here, up the back road, up Forge Hill.
Farming is 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It don't matter if it's Christmas, Easter, New Year's, Thanksgiving. The cows gotta eat, and you beam out, the pigs gotta eat. It's a family affair usually. You know, the kids are into it. You know, the kids work on the farm.
When you work hard at it, the harder you work, the more it pays off. That's got some good color to it, Dad. And we had a little bucket I used to sit on with a piece of wood. I used to sit there, stay out here all night while Dad was boiling. And I'll stop that now.
Now what today for you?
I have to go wash my calves. At field days, I show my cows. Sometimes she doesn't really listen to me, and she just kind of does her own thing. I'm going for junior champion. My goal is grand champion. Keep walking good. Nope. I didn't say stop, did I?
We do things that, you know, most people would consider weird. You know, not many people would consider having 600 pigs fun. You know, not many people would consider taking cars and stripping them down and smashing them into each other fun, but we do. The kid hit me in the driver's door and pushed me sideways about 20 feet down the track, caved my driver's door and almost my steering wheel. I could barely even steer. I pointed right at him and I said, "You're next." And each time I hit him, the rear end of my van came about 3 feet off the ground. Hit him so hard, my Band-Aid came off my finger. We probably run together. Oh, we probably run 20 cars a year.
I'd always wanted to do it, but I mean, I wasn't old enough, and I didn't really know very much about how to strip the cars.
It was passed down to me from my dad. You know, I was always here as a kid with him.
They're not afraid to call themselves rednecks, as if you want to stereotype that. And I think they're proud of that fact.
My whole family's rednecks. So I kind of grew up with that lifestyle.
You spend the whole entire year thinking about it and talking about it and reliving every moment of it, and then it comes around and it's 5 minutes of fame, and it's like you get this huge adrenaline rush.
You work till what, midnight, 1 o'clock? Heather and I and everything. My brother, what's good there, Heather?
You gotta put a fifth wheel on it with just bolts to those where the mud is.
Yep.
And then he's gotta change the tires.
If you do good, you're guaranteed to get a call from like 3 people saying you did a good job. If you do absolutely horrible, you'll get 40 calls and text messages from all your buddies to rub it in.
The day of the pulls is when he gets things started, and we spend all day just getting it ready, just to get out there in time.
Everybody's coming in and campers, and everyone's trying to set up, and it's just absolute craziness.
Those people there give up their 2 weeks vacation every year to be at the fair.
Dylan got up at 1:30 in the morning.
That was ridiculous.
He was so excited to get ready for the fair.
The first day is just get the big stuff out and spread where it goes.
The number of people volunteering to get it set up and to operate, there are people that take it to heart and they feel, you know, it's our field days.
We had track inspection around noontime today, and he said it was the best track he'd seen.
Yeah.
What else do we need? Somebody to hook the chain?
Somebody to hook the chain, somebody to unhook the chain.
We need some help today and help tonight. Flaggers, people to hook and unhook.
I take care of all the grounds on this property here, buildings and needs of the people of this fair.
I'll wake up at 5, and I'll come here and I'll wash my animals. And then I'll watch them, and then I'll put their top line up, and then I'll go show.
If there's a centerpiece to the fair, it's the animals and the preservation of our agricultural heritage.
to see all the kids, like the younger kids as I grow older, seeing the smiles on their faces and seeing them learn is really exciting.
How's she doing? Any idea?
She's doing really good.
Can you tell?
She's got a really nice cat. I guess she's in first right now.
What would you change about her, Sarah? Rib? She's got plenty of rib. I'd like to change the way she tracks.
It starts these kids out at a very young age, learning to take care of animals, learning to love animals. They understand the cycle of life.
Jim, Cap. Cap, step.
And your winner is going to be Ocean Brook Farm from Lincoln, Vermont.
It's our future and it's our heritage all in one, because we have to eat, we have to take care of the environment. And they've got a great start and a great understanding, and if they just would be able to stay in agriculture that so desperately needs them, you can look at the world and know that there's a future.
Okay, we came all the way from Barcelona, so we met someone that told us that there was this country fair and that was something nice for us to experience.
We enjoyed a lot the porky race.
61 years in the business. It is by far my favorite fair of the year. You just got to put a smile on your face.
Woo! In different directions.
Well, it's just pure happiness out here.
This is very good. Very good.
You get your fill of fair food in 5 days. You gain about 10 pounds a week of the fair, but you got your fill of fair food for the year.
I try to eat $50 worth of food. Very good.
This is the place I want to be. So, hi, buddy.
The draw to a demo is to watch a car get smashed.
My uncle just finished building 2 more for himself, and he's like, hey, want to run one? And I was like, heck yeah, I'll do that.
All right, you guys, stop distracting me. I gotta get in my camera mode.
Power, gunner, go.
You know, we work hard for what we have, and we like to do things we enjoy. Yeah, so what? You got 100 tractors that blow smoke up in the air for 3 hours. I don't think it's gonna tear a hole in the ozone layer so big we aren't gonna be able to survive. Probably the best moment was watching Ashley win a feature. I worked on the car. I gave her some tips, and I told her how to drive. And
Ethan's girlfriend, she beat him.
it was a big deal for her. It was a big deal for her family.
Sky high all day.
I think they took probably 17,000 pictures.
Yeah, it's the best feeling ever. Especially kicking all those guys' asses.
the trophy's cool, the money's already spent. You do it for the crowd, and you do it because you love it.
My neck, my lower back right now. I'm gonna go home, pop some aspirin, wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, do cow chores. Back here again tomorrow.
Field days has been going on since, you know, my grandfather was young. They used to have it at different people's farms every year.
I was a director, field days, excuse me, for 6 years. My family and I was instrumental in the starting of the cattle show. And the first one we showed anything was up in Lincoln. It was the coldest August I ever knew.
You'll see the guys that come straight from the barn to the fair, the business people at the fair, every redneck in Addison County. It's something that brings this community together once a year for 5 days.
My kids love to go to the fair. They hate to go to the fair with me because I see the people that I haven't seen, all the farmers who've been so busy, and you'll start visiting about this and that, what's going right, what's going wrong.
You can't, you know, totally understand today if you don't know where you came from. That's one thing that happens here.
Addison County is an agricultural community, very important to this county and the state that fairs like this continue to operate and grow.
The antique barn gives all the old farmers in the county a chance to show off what they know and what they have.
Just throw them in, put them in their head first. You don't need to cut the twine.
It's a cornmeal grinder.
What we're doing is pressing hay.
I got a gas-powered Maytag washing machine.
Hoping that they're gonna entice some 10-year-old. He's gonna fall in love with that kind of stuff, and then he's gonna wanna learn about it, and then he has kids someday, he's gonna teach his kids about it.
There's not a lot of people that want to be involved in what he knows or does, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm kind of curious about the things he knows.
It's something that when the older generation is gone, if none of us younger guys learn about it, it's gonna be gone with the older generation.
That generation has got a will like no other.
She's 85 and still making maple cream 15 pounds at a time for us. She's been a huge role model in my life.
You know, Bobby remembered me as running syrup and bread dough.
Thank you, Thelma.
That's probably how they'll remember me.
How many kids did you have so far?
9. I don't want you to know. They take good care of me.
When I got off of school once at night, we went in the house, changed our clothes, and went to the barn.
If my grandfather passed today and I wasn't able to see him, I'd want to tell him that I love him.
Oh, the people that define the county. If you study history, there's some grand old characters. They were just good people that were leaders.
That was when I graduated high school. 1938. And that was in the prison camp, see?
The old farmers are the ones that have been around for the longest time.
I'll be 100 years old come August 2nd, 1916.
And they have the most wisdom out of anybody.
She dropped into our heads. She said it doesn't make any difference where you start or how you end up. It's how you play the game that counts. they tell you can't stop smoking. Well, that's ridiculous. Of course you can stop. Put your mind to it.
They've been around so long, and they have done so much for this community. There's no way to ever repay those guys or spend enough time with them.
The good Lord has been good to me. I have been blessed. If I have good genes, someone will say, maybe you got good genes. Well, I said, but if I have, it's because the good Lord has made it possible for me.
Hey, I was tickled to death when I learned that they had named this building the Roger. You deserve that, Roger. You've been at this for years.
Yeah, I know, but so other people have too.
Well, yeah, but if you want to do that and get a name, you generally go to an outstanding individual. I'd say that's you on this antique stuff.
Well, I didn't think better. I think you were a politician.
You guessed it close. I wouldn't get very far in that, I don't think.
I don't know who's going to write my obituary, but I said, I want you to indicate my love for people.
What would you want to say to those people who keep it going every year?
I love them, man. Insane. I love you.
Oh, what is that? Oh, you found one. Oh, I wanted 2015 shirt, but...
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm going to change right off. Oh, yeah, I never bring water with me. I should drink water, but I don't.
Well, I'll hang on to it for you.
Okay.
Is that hard American steel or soft American?
Well, I guess you'd have to call it some good Addison County steel.
There you go.
Oh, dear.